Hello, dear fans, friends, and subscribers. What a super Saturday it was in the World Cup today. Pakistan versus New Zealand was a very, very important game. Now, Pakistan, yes, rain came in and the match had to be decided by the Duckworth Lewis method. But what a thorough entertainment to the crowd here. And not only that, Fakhar Zaman smashing 126 not out and making the fastest run by a Pakistani cricketer in a World Cup has really, really improved the semi-final hopes of Pakistan with this victory. And on the other side, England are out of the World Cup now, as Australia went on to defeat them by 33 runs, and England, as I said, they are having their worst World Cup ever in their history. Unfortunately, really feel for England. Now, coming to the New Zealand versus Pakistan game, if you look at the story there, absolute belter at the Chinnaswamy Stadium in Bangalore, where the 35th match was played today, and it was an absolute belter. First, let's look at the toss. The toss was won by Pakistan, and Pakistan probably one would have thought for Pakistan to really improve the run rate. I would have probably thought that Pakistan would have batted first, but probably the Pakistan captain and the think tank had other ideas, and they decided that they would insert New Zealand in. But New Zealand went on to really hurt them badly as they amassed their highest ever score in a World Cup of 401 for 6, with Rachin Ravindra once again showing his artistry at the crease, making his third century of the World Cup. And besides that, even before reaching he's just 21 years of age, and at this ripe young age, he has already broken the record of Sachin Tendulkar, the Indian living legend, who had scored, I think, 2 centuries in a World Cup before. And so before reaching the age of 25, he has made 3 centuries in this World Cup. And that is really talking about Rachin Ravindra's batsman. I mean, he's an all-rounder, but Rachin Ravindra's as batting greatness as far as Rachin Ravindra is concerned. 108 of 94 deliveries, 15 fours and 1 6. It also saw the coming together of Kane Williamson today, returning back into business, and he meant it a lot. I mean, he was captaining the side, and what a knock from Kane Williamson. We know he's the classicist, but today he had a different dimension to his game. He decided to shimmy down the wicket. He decided to take the bowlers on because he knew that the pitch didn't have anything, and he did the right thing. And Kane Williamson definitely did a wonderful job there. One never thought that he was looking rusty. He was playing his strokes with gay abandon, and he and Rachin Ravindra, what a partnership! I would say there was a sort of a guru at one side and a pupil at the other side, and they carved a 189-run partnership together, and it was an absolute treat to watch, as that really laid the base for New Zealand to hit the 400 mark for the first time in this World Cup, and also register the highest ever total in a World Cup by New Zealand in their history. Kane Williamson, 95, was started with 10 boundaries and 2 6s, and then all the others chipped in. Daryl Mitchell making 29 of 18, 4 fours, 1 6. Chapman 29 of 27, 7 fours. Glenn Phillips making 41 of 25, which included 4 fours and 2 6s. Santner clubbing an unbeaten 26 of 17, delivered with 2 enormous 6s, and Tom Latham not out on 2, and 401 for 6 was an absolutely daunting task for Pakistan. Now, looking at the bowling effort from the Pakistanis, Shaheen Shah Afridi the other day went on the top of the World Cup rankings as a bowler. As far as the ICC rankings. And here, he's the fastest to 100 wickets, I suppose, in the World Cup. And here, he was there for the wrong reasons today. He became the Pakistani bowler who has got the worst bowling figures against an opposition in a World Cup. And that too, you can understand one thing: that Shaheen Afridi is the prime strike bowler for Pakistan, and he travelled for 90 runs in his 10 overs without bagging a wicket. I thought he bowled very loose lines today, and he was punished severely by the New Zealand batsman. Hassan Ali, 10 overs, 1 for 82. Iftikhar Ahmed, 8 overs, 1 for 55. Haris Rauf also got a bit of tap, 10 overs, 1 for 85. Wasim went for 60 of 10 with 2 wickets to his name. And Salman, 2 overs, none for 21. Pakistan were chasing a total of 401, and not a good start at all, with a brilliant catch by the returning captain of New Zealand, Kane Williamson. Sensational catch by Kane Williamson. It was an aerial drag by Abdullah Shafiq trying to go over the mid-off region in the power play overs, and Kane Williamson had to see with a hobbling knee. I mean, he has a hobbling knee, and with a hobbling knee, he has actually has run backwards and has put in a backward dive. The ball was basically over his shoulder, and he has managed to grab it on. And that's a sensational catch by Kane Williamson, as Abdullah Shafiq was dismissed early for just 4 runs. But after that, what ensued was something simply superb. I mean, there was always a threat of rain, and for Pakistan, they always have to keep an eye on the run rate, because they have a lot of permutations and combinations to go through. And here comes Fakhar Zaman. What an innings from this bloke, Fakhar Zaman. I mean, the other day we saw how he was smashing the ball, but today I thought it was a massacre of the New Zealand bowlers. If I read the bowling figures, you will really get an inkling as to how he massacred the New Zealand bowlers. Fakhar Zaman making the fastest century by a Pakistani player by a Pakistani batsman, I reckon, in the World Cup. And Fakhar Zaman's contribution was 126 not out of 81 deliveries, which included 8 fours and 11 sixes. And look at what damage he did to the New Zealand bowlers. Trent Boult, 6 overs, went for 50 runs without a wicket. Tim Southee, 5 overs, 1 for 27, was the only one who was treated with a semblance of respectability. Mitchell Santner, 9 overs for 30. Yes, Mitchell Santner was another one who did a fantastic job amidst all the big innings. So definitely huge credit well, it was 5 overs for 35, but I still thought Mitchell Santner bowled well. Glenn Phillips, 5 overs, 1 made and none for 42. East Sodhi, 4 overs, went for 44. In fact, East Sodhi was the one on whom Fakhar Zaman absolutely climbed on and slammed him for 3 sixes in a single over to take 22 runs, if I'm not wrong. And Daryl Mitchell, I'm not going to get into that. I just bowled 3 balls for 1 run. Now, Fakhar Zaman, what a bout of hitting from this Fakhar Zaman. I mean, they knew that it is a do or die, and Pakistan really went for it. And, especially as I said, it's a belter of a wicket. He trusted himself. And I like the way that Fakhar Zaman played. I mean, it's very easy to say it's a belter of a wicket and you can score. But also, you need some luck. And besides that, but his hitting was absolutely clean. He was sending it to the top tier of the stadium in Bangalore. And that was an absolute sight for the spectators' eyes. He was really, really turning it on. And as I said, no bowler could escape the wrath of Fakhar Zaman's bat today. Whether it is on the offside, I mean, he could manufacture strokes. If he was getting it on the off stump, he could even manufacture it and put it down the leg side for sixes. So such was his immense power. He was using immense power to really power the ball into the over the ropes. And he was simply superb. I mean, he was just flowing along nicely. And all that the bowlers could do was to watch those sixes being hit. 11 sixes by Fakhar Zaman with 8 fours. And definitely Fakhar Zaman, I would tell you that he looked very dangerous. And because of him, because rain came in at the Chinnaswamy Stadium and the match had to be decided by the Duckworth-Lewis method, thanks to Fakhar Zaman's, what can I say? It was an absolutely a sort of a really punishing knock from him of 126 of not out of 81 balls, 8 fours and 11 sixes. And giving him company at the other end was Babar Azam, quietly playing around, but turning it on at times with an unbeaten 66 of 63, 6 fours and 2 sixes. And this partnership blossomed to 195 runs unbeaten when play was called off because of the continuous rain in Bangalore, and the match had to be decided by the Duckworth-Lewis method. But what it did for Pakistan is that they went ahead of Afghanistan in the run rate now. So they definitely have their eyes would definitely be fixed on the semi-finals. They still have, I think, 2 matches to go, if I'm not wrong. They need to beat England at a very good run rate, I suppose. So Pakistan have their task really cut out to make it to the semi-finals. Afghanistan have 8 points, but their run rate is below Pakistan. So there is a lot to play for as far as Pakistan is concerned. But Pakistan are definitely in with a chance to get to the semi-finals. So Pakistan winning by 21 runs in the end by the Duckworth-Lewis method. Well done, Pakistan there. So now let's talk about the game between Australia versus England. All eyes were on England because England have been having a very different, and we all know how important Australia-England matches are. Irrespective, like an India-Pakistan match, an Australia-England match holds a special interest. We also had a wonderful crowd here today at the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad. I think the turnout was probably 36,000, if I'm not wrong, if my figures are correct. And what a game we had. It was Australia who definitely I thought Australian innings was definitely under control. It was a much better effort from England today, I thought, as far as the bowling is concerned. If you look at the bowling there, David Willey, 10 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 48. Chris Wokes bowled 9.3 overs, no maiden, 54 runs and 4 wickets for him. Mark Wood, 10 overs, 2 for 70. Liam Livingston, 6 overs for 42 and 1 wicket. 4 overs, none for 28 for Moeen Ali. And 10 overs to Adil Rashid was definitely the pick of the bowlers. He bowled, he tried to, pitch the ball in a slower manner so that the ball came slowly, much slower onto the bat. But definitely did his job perfectly well. Looking at the Australian card there, if you look, Manus Labuschagne was the one who had to really steady things for Australia. And this is the importance of Manus Labuschagne, which I've always been stressing along in my cricket show, that Manus Labuschagne is the one who is the glue for Australia, who would actually stay there and bide his time at the crease. And that's what he precisely did. In fact, that was direly needed at that stage. With the score, I think they were 113 for 3, 117 for 4, and then Manus Labuschagne's knock was of immense importance. Let's also talk about one more thing about Manus Labuschagne that I'll be talking about later, where he forced Pat Cummins to do a review when others were not so convinced about it. That was another brilliant piece from Manus Labuschagne. 71 of 83 deliveries, 7 fours. He actually really held the innings together when they were in a bit of a shaky situation, 117 for 4, when Josh Inglis departed the scene. Stephen Smith, looked very good for 44, 11 to Travis Head. David, so they would have been definitely very happy to see the back of Travis Head very early, because you know what he can do with the bat. David Warner was also out cheaply for 15, so Wokes getting them a double breakthrough and really giving them a lot of hope, 38 for 2. And then that partnership, Stephen Smith and Manus Labuschagne had to really build that innings, and they did it at 113 when Stephen Smith was gone for 44 of 52, 3 boundaries. Labuschagne 71 of 83, 7 fours. Inglis made only 3 runs. Cameron Green, and then there was some chipping in done by Cameron Green with 47 of 52, 5 fours. Stoinis cracking 35 32, 3 fours and 2 sixes towards the end. And then, but what was, as I said, the England probably had the Australian innings under real control. Pat Cummins departed. The score read 247 for 8. So they had Adam Zampa and Mitchell Starc at the crease. Well, Mitchell Starc, we all know that he can still hit the ball, but it was the other way around. Today, Adam Zampa was the surprise packet, and he was the man of the match. I mean, first he did with the bat, then with the ball. He took the man of the match. But what I would like to really dwell on as far as Adam Zampa is concerned, we saw a real, I mean, it was an unconventional knock, but in the end, the bottom line is that it yielded a valuable 29 runs for Adam Zampa and his Australian team. 29 of 19 with four boundaries was something which was extremely valuable in the end when you saw the margin of victory by 33 runs. Because, as I said, England definitely had the game under control at 247 for 8. So it was just a matter of actually wrapping it up, but they couldn't. Because, and Adam Zampa, yes, he definitely had a bit of luck as well, because some of the balls that he hit went to, I would say, we call it no man's land, as we call it in cricket. It went to no man's land. There were no fielders, or probably going well away from the fielders. So definitely luck played his part, but that really helped matters. George Hazlewood was not around 286 for the final tally, which really helped Australia. As I said, for me, the Adam Zampa knock of 29 made a huge difference. And then Adam Zampa, continuing his good form with the ball, came in and snapped up 3 wickets in the middle, which really derailed this England batting. And what a start for England. I mean, Johnny Barristow got an innocuous delivery going down the leg side, and Johnny Barristow he nicked it to Josh Inglis behind the stumps, and he was a goner. So that was the first ball of the England's innings, and that was a huge start for England there, for Australia there. After that, David Mullen, just tried to play himself in, making 50 of 64, 4 4s and 1 6. Ben Stokes looked pretty good at the crease, but he understood his value. And Joe Root continued his dismal run in this World Cup. Now, he was living very dangerously. There was an appeal turned down, a catch going begging when Stephen Smith dropped him, and then this catch was taken. Now look at this catch. Now here comes Marnus Labuschagne into the picture. Joe Root was the batsman. He had a dab at it, and not a dab. Basically, it was on the onside. Basically, if you look at it, that it was a ultra edge. Basically, the ball passed the bat, and it was Marnus Labuschagne who was absolutely sure that there is something in it. And I'm sure all the Aussies would be absolutely thankful to Marnus Labuschagne for this wicket. But what a wicket there. Joe Root, as I said, continuing his bad run in the World Cup, caught English bowled Stark for 13 of 17, 2 boundaries. And then Stokes, as I said, really tried his best to stay at the crease, not really attempting anything silly, only attempting to hit the loose balls. Made a very good 64 of 90. But unfortunately, Zampa was the man who picked up his wicket, and that was it. So that was that. And after that, the only saving grace would be Moeen Ali, contributing 42 of 43, 6 fours. He was also a victim of Zampa. Butler could not just contributed 1 run. Now that is, he tried to hit Zampa down the ground, and the catch went into the hands at long off. Moeen Ali 42. Liam Livingstone is another one who has not really lived up to the expectations. He was gone for 2, and then Chris Wokes one could say that as far as I always had the feeling with England having batting up till number 11, they always had a chance. I never discount it because I feel they have a lineup which bats all the way till the number 11 to Mark Wood. But today it was not to be. They tried their bit, but again, the Aussie bowlers were on the mark. Chris Wokes was out for 32, Willie making 15, Rashid 20, and in the end, it was all over. 33 runs victory for the Aussies. And that really helped matters for Aussies, as the Aussies on the table are placed 4th now with 10 points. So they are still cleared of Pakistan now. They got 10 points. So that is good news for Australia. So Australia definitely aiming at a semi-final berth here. Mitchell Stark, 10 overs, 266. Josh Hazlewood bowled superbly, 9.1 overs, 149 runs, 2 wickets. Cummins, 10 overs, 149. Adam Zampa, 3 for 21. The man of the match with his exploits. Head 5 was 1 for 28 and 4 overs, 1 for 34 for Marcus Stoinis. So definitely India and South Africa almost into India are already into the semi-finals. Tomorrow we'll see if South Africa win against India. I think they will also be into the semi-finals. But what a game that is going to be between India and South Africa. It's a crunch game. Both the teams in good form. Both the teams having a good blend of players, and one can wait to really catch a glimpse of it tomorrow. Australia 10 points, and New Zealand, Pakistan, and Afghanistan on 8. So really game on in the World Cup. We still can't say anything. We have to wait and watch as to what pans out tomorrow between India and South Africa. Well, having said that, I'll definitely see you around tomorrow in my cricket happening show with the India South Africa game report. Until such time, it's your host Ram signing off. Thank you.